Time check 0900. Yeah, but there we go. Knock off our buyer. I know I need you.
FM.
I know I need you. Yeah, but. I know I need you. Me kwaba ma betwa so yenko ofuasi ayebi ankoma first time watching
Yo, Chama General.
metie
Onyamitra.
also sa
Nuba pa debi awye na wode sum omanga na eko ewiase amanyina.
ye dan yame ase
Etia enkomo onabu kojo pokuma for atamwa ene atim ayebi adehia atema mata nyina. Chama media Jamaica eko galamsey. Se sabi yetu galamsey ne yenya ade a yetwom na kire enkofo eti emu esofa emfaso be nyenya galamsey issue akọ na basa media ministre epaase baby biala galamsey yenkoso biara yemfa so enfanto so se yenwie na enkose enkofo so benum yenwie na enkofa sabi yebawu obi na emu onya yare sabi eduane ebedi nyina na afete efaso be ni nyanti nya sikari nyina na wie sikanata ekosiesia na mfaso be pa di tu eba mesre yemfa disisi bia ebesi kwan a baby bia le nsu wo bia excavate ediba kosi biara sa yemfa ban emfa so afi abato ye betu bia gana hia eye ba ko pa ye ko bia se ma nyina ye wo eya so bia yemfa mato ye ebetu na obi adi opese wo nyanti ebesi kwan se ebewie etuo anase edipakun anase sikatwitwa ebesi ne strike na bo especially the youth ese Ghana kwaba abatu aba akọ jen fa abatu wi enko yese bi ye nya de ye penti ye besi anase bi ye kun bebesi me strategy for ye
Matthew Koma Foster ofutuo no yate ye da se Embra Beka Junction Sami Ban ewa Beka Junction Sami Machi
Chairman good
morning Nibi
yo bajo ano pay ye media ni to
Sami ma one suka kawa na mintini how can Mr. Wara
bajo otenga
mpacho
good it is media ni to kura organized labor for Montague no one say man person
yo
see we galamsey ekono enye iko ba ko na o hwe say na eye involved in the galamsey na enye supply chain to stakeholders in the liquor woman enye particular na money president you Emma was lying about 5 sets are buying that on TV na parliament na unabia it no as I said you mu activity a collaboration for the are buying any stakeholders na enya it no right now labor is also monkono
Sami Mate Meda say 4 minutes past 9 in the morning. Peace 104.3 Kokrokoo Jumediana near Twasun 0302 257 900 and I say 0302 257 901. Yanko Tema Anope Dr. Newman Yamuachi Anope.
Chama General Major Suna Pacho to say
Yamia Dum Yetu.
They who are say Eduma Power and Coupon and Mount Quatin and Faboa Ghana, Eduma Power, and we shall be.
Amen. Also, sir.
Sanity, Namima Dr. Mahamadou Baumia, incoming president, man happy
FM.
I mean, Shannon, no man Quatin, or my Yansa said, or Marking Solomon Yansa on the Boo of Mino. Uma Sanan and also the Boo of Magana, Nagana, a good in Tenia, Europe, a Conanimono, I mean, Shannon. Mini Abema. Sergeant Senior for a Kosovo Ghana. A senior. Yadia Ecutia or mining in a Susasoban about in ISO. Then also says to say, say Kwame me the driver na me the car ko accident ya say any license free Ghana for drivers in ansem ye wo mo ye adwuma ye yes most minus no me ye o mo na o mo nsenso de o say e boa o mo ma o mo timi ye o mo adwuma o mo nsenso de nyame nu kwale o say 2 months e free wo because o call baby dey say ye eastern region na afufufu a e daylight Spanish company no o mo na o ma ga so tuma bura o eto mo nsenso eto we no to siama no wo bienua ene eme wo so sai de ba we se o ka se ku na adwuma a kubo franka sai ye adwuma no bia wo se nsenso tie boa ma ye no ye adwuma na ene se de me no nya hwe ne mo no o mo de chamfa nsi so kwa me no mo nsenso de o ko mi mu a Ashanti region nyame nu kwali no ye fu de na chi pe ko ne ene se bia bo de chen ho ho pe ma senso a efiti de enu so no o ma se ni na sanzuwe da chi no un fi senti ma de no be ka che ye word mu ye diska abo mo tu asenso no e sima from ba be de o mo ba de no be ka che ye na ya senso no ye se Ghana edi for no say ye senso ne say ye Ghana dan kwa president bo ho ban say ye ma Ghana for senso na mo fa che because of qualities ni mo fa che ko tu e ka se mo for to number wa be ka for so a che Ghana for a na ka se na ko point ne ka se o so o hwe mo because mo power ti no nya mo be ya mo be ni pe ni mo adom say the president former president kai no o say qualities dey here trofa and okrefa it ye tro no do so se no kre and NDC for the nam it ye second for mo ti atete mo hunu na mo ko to ba ma NDC former president mama no the word we na no be dey for your vice for some ye caretaker asana ye sa to ba ma no it ni na ni mo jo nyina wa dey na jama ye hu hwi ni mo bi mo sa be ye oba be diga na iska because o say MPP for economy no it oba no ti anya ye tumi brebu no what I say
Mate Dr. Newman mame na sina me comment ni me enkopie Volta region Alex yemo wa channel pay. Hello Alex.
Come in, Alex you.
Why ni?
Come Godwin in La Paz.
Godwin wala pass Godwin meet you.
Godwin Joe. Eno duma pa ye bua my Ghana.
Yeah, that's it.
Mami find Jansuma a capital constituency in Pemfina.
And Pacho ma honest why me talk as any.
Mami find Yama capital constituency in Pemfina. Teacher honorable free. Yes, Yama. Kwame. I can't tell me ya hakim papa. Oh, I thought power NDC 20. NDC to me cast and papa be our bar. Galamsey tomorrow bet my top. And running the one in a what can be taken. And you want for alternative for what power. What the best for Galamsey nano. Now, yes, they're opening our power and see. Now, we can't send Biaka get to your papa best. One for alternative for what power. What the best for Galamsey nano.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a Godwin no fee La Paz and yeah, tenin kano. Yeah, kwenim yeah ko anya dazi wo ho dazi ya mo channel pay.
Me Joseph Kwano. Bacho na mpom tisen.
Adumo dazi yetie.
Na mi sure papa no duma wo ye.
Yeah, then yamiasi.
Abega, this is the first time I'm calling you. This is the first time.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Me know ya dream be baby na waka. Say Galamsey no dear. Kwanya nka wo say ya fasu ye di to Galamsey na say ye be jemu ya ma so jafo. Na obia interfere so jafo. Obia all grown shi obia. Pa ne yi ne fi ho. Say so jafo ya sabe just be 1 week. Oh. Nka Galamsey nka so nka but video because na me tawichi papa. But this is the first time me from because me for we say yin gym from masu japo na one more tension deal with them because one pe kana one no be on pro man yi no no put your mind no sani pa na o say no I would say yin free akwem na ekwe nim.
Meda CP 9 minutes past 9. Peace 104.3. This one says a very good morning to you, Captain Asantua Dako, Nanaya Dako, wherever you are. Captain Nanaya Asantua Dako, have a beautiful day. Very best wishes from your family and your friends to you. Wishing you God's blessings. And they say, welcome to town. 0302257900 0302257901. Ubeti be afraid Edward Drintre Aba Ejumediano Kokrokoo Peace 104.3
Peace FM.
Yanko Hacho Ejaben Ewa Hacho Ejaben Emwachi.
Audition me Joseph Pom to say.
Nyame adom audition meet you.
Na only ho to be birthday kura na ya kesi nyam.
Oh de.
I say more. Audition.
Audition meeting.
Yeah, here who.
Audition Patros Obama on the Sukakra. Patro meeting.
What you mean?
Yo.
Aha. Health. A some book wealth. Inti wealth inti. Ye the health no to a time one. Ya never high. Nangan haje high ye miensa penny high corruption, poverty and politics. Now so far as ye the politics that pushes that galamsey ebe high in papa. Maybe me for blame cook but me do boissy on na me fear window mu enya sem ketwa. Ohwe pan na ohwe foma. Let you say Omeni a constitution 20 years ago, Uncle One Ghana Square in home. Na Kwame, would the Yaya call baby so good excellent, who can know more? Who be we, listen, which channel or my review, anything. Oh, cash you'll be younger than saying, no, you shall say no, because Bia was Jimmy won't you more the casa. Then ye dear, papa. Yakin ya, that's a behind. Na miche ina ko irama ko ejini ono anoba one certificate amen eni nya no
Audition ja ben wa ha choi da say anope yanko sport amwama machi amwama wa homa no so
ya na amwama wo
meet you kasa
bra kwa me bo juma bo my Ghana ni nyanko bo betira wo ne wasifu na
amen.
Peace FM.
Zakwa me koma asem so a. Zakwa me wo man mu a. Sebi e beto aba ni pe bia de o ma gin se o man no. Se bo mo be o de mra be so mo nsem. Ye beto aba ye srem ye nuanu mrante ni nuama bawa. Obi en kana koma nto ne yam. Na obi a sebi obetuma bo o man no ye nto aba ma no. No wa be bo o man na ma daati bia ye nya fa so kra ye na no bia na ye nuanu bia na ye nuama no bia tumenya fa so. Ye srem temo to abana mumu mani na ho because o man na wo no ye pe I will be accept say boni mo di obetuma bo o man no na ukoto aba tri be na fe am fe mo ama eche na mo mo to aba ma o dai mo to aba no fa kwa papa so ba o mi am mo to aba ma ba o mi a ni se o man no be ko na ni ana wo hwe obi ti se ne ti tai fu ya won se no mo bo to o mo kai mo to aba no na fe ni mi Emfa sebi nkolanke to a sebi omu ko sui let me aboa daate obi daate sebi obi to be educated bi ebo man na sebi daate enso ebenya fa so ana wo hwe ba bi ti se galamsey hu nsemi a ekosu ya sebi ye nuanom wo musem wo ye adwuma a mo fi se mo ye adwuma bi a ma mo nsakoma no adwuma betima mo man nyina ye ho akire ye sebi daate bi ala ye nuanom nyina benya ya le ne nyina ye free ya ye nyina ye free wono ma sasa busika kakra wo pe no wachi ye nyina ya ase sebi so wo si ye nyina ya ase a na sebi o man no ye koya na ye bai eti ye ma ye nyina ye ni na ho ye mu se o man no ba mampani ye su galamsey ase no wo be wa adwen se mampani no hawo so that ye ni akiri no wo be se mampani no wa ya de fa yi pa ni nua manfa konya so ntia jabo ase wo kwanko so me no be tia na mesuo
Mama, me da say, Mammy, I join my channel pay. Mammy, I join line so.
Miss Yamuna.
Yeah, Joso.
Baby, I'll call you. Anthony Dance.
Amen.
Yeah, Ghana for main customer pay. Organized labor for. So, number 9 now, almost me no more customer pay. Share. 3 weeks to lesson. Organized labor said, it's in a month who organized labor. What do I think? It will be 2 weeks, you know. As a sub, I'm a papa mount. Let us own pay soliciting. Let's own pay soliciting. The open soliciting pardia. The organized labor for 1 year, because galamsey am in sound fine. You sound one that this sound fine, crab back one because Kwame, you go to and yes, I'm fine. Men are not doing in a gold do every down Madaka and free mono. It's an organized labor. 2 weeks to election. Say, yes, I'm so as someone that was about 60 years, 100 years to cry. I know they're fan so. This is the open so there, what do I buy? And then, the Pamucho. Upamucho Yenina Yenipa. Na Yadia, Yanfa Adiazo, Tina Megatagana, Mommy and wise up. Mommy and why, Mommy and Yansa and Yajuma. So, Namita Wadipa, now Totene, now for far Adia Enya, or to Diwara. Rama Umiadia, a presume, from Unamiho, and away Shrano. Well, grace no one tell about Abazo. One said grace Libatabata. The grace has been given to him. And he's going to win. Hands down. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and Rana your birthday. Yami Shrow, no two quantum, almost one thing, no more about threat, not for Ghana because Ghana mine. Petit you, petit. Way, no be sandwich, no be sandwich. I don't know that. Shania Ghana, COVID by a month, and some problems by a month. Yes, over my yeno. Yes, you need the to come. Tani at the university time. Me pamto Ghana for. Nia media me the Nancy and Nancy and Medimana and Nanabai. O Madawoma, Metia. Because near me is two and another about brother. Now, so the problem who's means of what? Of one mouth. Who saw what the Mira Mama, Mrs. Okaze, and I made a Yamia to set 2022 Mary less than Nanka problems with the all means of into Yami Mahomet Naso. Ah, Kwame, the Mosi Papa, Munti, me what?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Mammy Ajwa, yeah, that's it. A coin him, Yanko, NCB, or says to be a margin.
Let I say, your promise says to be Casa French.
Yeah, too.
That's when we say when you forget to Abama, Dr. Bawumia. No more Satwama, Honorable Abanga, Obia Bedidi. Obia Bedidi, if you say, they say I MPP by Yano, Yenina Yamu, Juma Pa MPP Abama when we, and can Western North. In change for the Yakasa, the Yenina, ya just you say, ya better Abama, Dr. Bawumia, and Honorable Abanga, Obia Bedidi, into Mestre Ghana for Mama Yankun for your Nima say, we say what Tina for two Abama MDCA. Let's say, Mopesa Ghana, and you're going to know. Into Mestre, our knee, Mestre, Western North, who is a Vinia, to Abama, Honorable Abanga, now to Abama, Yenua, Dr. Bawumia, Emma Yankun Enquiry, now when we catch it. Yasrawa ya kachiri sesi asa yifo ne ko da yifo ko nti yasra yanso yanto amo tanie MPP aba ebe bie region ma ya sesi a Western North ya kwa yanim no moma wanwi so yankwa yanim me do bibia ase
ya te ya dase ya kwa yanim na wo fa ya ewo kwashiman wo fa ya maji
Chairman General.
Yes, wo fa ya
The good Chairman General.
Wo fa ya yetio
Chairman Apumen.
Nyame oho.
Yeah, I'm not. Chairman, you know, radio. The cash we can watch the summer. 24-hour economy, jobs.
Over
yes, sir.
Mpacho to kasa no so ai.
Yo. The president Ghana for in Asia and say election na economy and yan to kwa.
Okay.
Kire wadwen na men kire madwen. Na yenko nemum abano to ne de yin say ye to Ghana. Okoto aba hwe wasetenam le to aba ema sebe yenfa bibi influence o ke wodachi 4 years da wanim no Kokrokoo power na ye de Yankopɔ de ama wo no eno na wo de to aba ne wahu tampa me to aba for 4 years na me the development aba me ama setenam yenhwe nchinima sebe ye na Ghana na ye beto ye no yesu ye betimi amba Ghana na tena ho saa because baby Ghana mesa ye wo no chairman anodin. But Ghana, I resume over 7 December, no, and one day I got to Abba, and baby, I Osha 8. Now, Babri command offer, no action number 2, and Abna Obi. On one, Sabi, so bad course in Nigeria, yes. Oh, the kind, I will break command off, no, I bet you, I break command off, and floor, how are you? Work for 28 good years, no, or bet you film. And the Ghana for in the air cut the set. Yamin, why I go by 7 December, no, and so, Obia Fortune, I don't say, a number 8, James. President Jordan Man Mama, number 8, in Fifth Ruha, now would you see, Wabekumano, number 2, and this would be Edda number 2, Momayan Twabano, as some dear council. Yiffy also make sure that obe declare ete Jordan man mama asomdwe kwan so whether to chama we na
o fire ya da se yanko awoshi Christopher Machin wa awoshi no pay
so for kwame pacho ne Josu
menyen di sofo
oh but me dey me prophet kwame setaka so kwame pacho me ana pay but me can be so then the first time I'm about radio me ni anam MPP for any campaign or mo year yenim adwuma aban a osisi yaye but me did say campaign a wo mo year no omutumi ka eniama popin aban na ye wo nkuru nkurase ye wo Ghana ha senye MPP aban a nke ye daso wo 10 regions eno aban ye ne be 50 regions ni become and ye be 15 e aban we modern box that means say ye ni anam no someone them na eye eniama eye ne ya me kwa mo faso bo mo dewuni enti ye ni anam for emu dewuru enkyere niama aban na ya ye nim nkuru ni krase ene emodi ba wo ma ye enye JSS no kwa emu niama kekeke na aban aba be ye agenda 111 nkuru bebre na ekoso enti stress na o communicators a o mo communicate ma aban no o mo yire o mo communication ni mu it is entro bebre na ye hu say ofo difa aban hu a da ne pa bebre adwen kwan ba chome da
Christopher ewo awoshi yadase yanko seshi Nana Michael ho okay Nana Michael unfortunately I did pin yanfa pin yanko 0302257900 0302257901 anope me sweetheart bako Marian odi Rafaelis Galatu aba yesi yebeyeno ewo he ewo bacho na total ewo Spintex Road 81 enumde for ice cream for Rafaelis Galatu by so Rafaelis Galatu and more is coming up on the 10th of October, that is on Thursday at 12 in the afternoon at Bachuna Total. And no air was Spintex Road. Ain't Mamunim Bachuna Total, Mamuti Sampoteminanum, Bachuna Total ice cream. Hey, I'm out for. And therefore, Intimukora Felix Galato, Ewa Bachuna Total. Yanko Odoko Kojochi.
Yes, Chairman General.
Kojo Machi.
Oh, me am don.
Yes, sir.
Mejo sododo. Bakame no answer the okasa bakoma osofo ya wo yesofo wa ho brase bibia nyame hira wate.
Amen.
Sema ense ye nyina yenim ense galamsey nanado senia o ka se evi kwa ni president odino eso jato kwa no serve that case na obe serve case na yenhwe yamanyofo mienu ba ko se akɔhye nkran ho se o mu wini omba mo tuntiwenum epe oman ni yenu no entiwe die Mr. Ghana for yena yenhwe bio ene na esabi ekom die ye better da bi no ekom ne yensa enti yenforso ye hu ne yentan nanado ne ba omiachi media Mr. se oman nankasa we min kan pi bi oman nankasa yenhwe omu mienu omu bibi ombe ye bia yenhwe die ne die ebeboa oman no achate chairman we die Mr. Ablinkumanso and your mommy Nana Akuya Fee and so a baby ko wasaba. Yenina mammy no yenina yenya bakoni and tanachi oni alaji Dr. Baumia na and your man kuyi my one kasa senior free a yekuini Nana Baumia to bow on to be na on to betua a university so to dear. Mate
Kojoche, Mami Nasi and a pay Minko dance suman AJ Machi. I'm going to say,
oh, I'm not going to contact. I'm not paying my mention with you. I contact galamsey in some. Who's a galamsey na ecoso? Yahem for Nama galamsey. A carho. I want to think Kinkelsu. Taking Kelsu, you may about them will say. You're quite coboquai. Let's say MP and not my big cafe bokwaya 1 minute you know MP a bind I don't want him and a croon yanatia and you want him as some bra I'm really too yet you know fan a gamanche nana name me bomb once a mouth or cast all the pepper come to be you so
man is maybe sakana na do dan kwaku for na ka be mi so a ka endis fo be na ka se mo mi enti galamsey na etinti mo memu no ya hemfo ana ma galamsey na aka ho mo me yen sia bon na nanom mo na mama galamsey na ka ho asase no e wo be sa gudie na wo mu no ye aban na tia nanso ada na se aban be pass asa ye bibia wo hena so do kotie o ka sa Ghana mai na ye medianti be ba be fa bibia me pe enti akwa ya no wo hena wo kwa hemfie no e dia asem na dia na mama mpoyene da se be me bom mu ase wo be ka sa akwa mampoasem ko to galamsey no e dia asem no hena e kan da se be te bonsu wo se me na kronia media mo fa ka ta ma me no mu wo bi ti mu ko animu enti mo ma ye ndem na na do dan kwa kufu ado me ma me adwo kan se bi year 2010 ana China for ba Ghana ha no di kan fine about woman tamra tamra ana na also emna ko fie je kum ko foye Ghana president no galamsey no yes no se de na ko ana NDC ba no enti sanko fu me mu we wo mu o man no dia mo man na se na konta Ghana ye ma enye Ghana dia mo man ne se ni na me makeka ba bo ko di yankopon be wo de mra ma ni pasai me me ni free sia na me do no se se mi no ti ana de mra to ho won so yire na wo do no obi ntimi nye wo japa de ndi ana de mra to ho ana na Ghana yampanyi fomwa ama mra nya adwuma da an pe penpenyi fomwa ni to se ebi wo mo me galamsey na ogun yai yam no consensus be da wo mo se ya NDC from penfom aso bia se me NDP ni me me ya tu a ana ka se NDC ni so nya tu na me me tu a NDC ni so nya dai enti abaso my Ghana penyi fo o man se na kwa nkoma ne na nanu bi agya to ho ma kana Ghana nya kono enti man ye ya to ase o man na mentima na
Peace FM.
enti na na ye so se fancy from na ye wasa wo ye operating clear me agundam say so for big na kan se babu bre kum no na so for no ye from 4 so for big na kan se babu bre kum na so for no ye from 4 o ye amroba obi ndi pania ye twini pana so ama ni pa fu se ni pa na ti bone no ye enti na ye so twi ma no e sense asof no dunya to bodo for wo nya from 4 na bonti ana da bia wo mo bra ye mo ni petuo ye nye sei enti wo ma no wo mo mo sa wo ma no ye galamsey no mdo so tia Ghana fo nyina enti se ni pay sense wo ma ntima ebinuma ba ba bre ni pa kakra be 5 million na umpese Ghana butuo no wo mdo so tia Ghana fo nyina enti se ni pa na enum 24 go mu to so je fo go mu to ayo ma so ma wo me da kira se me ye NPP no nam so so ko galamsey a member ko enti Ghana fo ya bi o my man ya info ana oso mto ne so man o mu do mene so na sane na man ye ya ka man ye no se o ma benya kunye na di no me me se ni ko mkin ke so wa wo pe man no ko so ko galamsey ya be cho se ko ni ya dia ana se NPP penso NDC amwa amye to galamsey asia NDC ba me no ko ben je wusu me galamsey no so ko ye bi nye bi da because se wo amwa me to asia na de do so na person wan de nyai eti NDC NPP John Domen mama ko ku bua hin ene wo mu mugu sha mo ko kutu pa no also man ye nya so tia wo so wo me ya mankofo wo ma wo me ya galamsey ene wo mu me ya demonstration no do mama no ba ba ka ho eti do ketia ba ka ho se galamsey ye demonstration ke tia na na do dan ko pa do ba ka ho dan bo che ba ka ho na mo ma hiamfo na wa tie no a sambe de kebia sa ya di se ni pe ku tom no yana ya de nkoma wo
Matthew J.
no mu dia mo ma ye no mo ma ya ndi na ho ne nyankopon ade agzamu bi asai wadwene no di ho mo bi ni du agzamu wakonta
yeah, that's 29 minutes past 9. Chosa from Taifa says, you remember what I said some time ago? 24-hour surveillance by the use of helicopters by the military and bombing those involved in Galamsey. Let's start it now. It's not too late. Chosa from Taifa with radical measures. Dr. Frank Bano, how many best I think of what you channel? Near here, Nimsa, take Mohammed, Professor Jakuma Beka, Homan Yambedru. Yes, I know I need Jereje. I know I need Jereje. I know I need Jereje. Oh no, I need you. The time is 9:30, and as I mentioned earlier, on the 10th of October, for those of you who have a sweet tooth, Raffaelle's Gelato and More is coming up on the Spintex Road, right there at Bachona Total. Some nice ice cream and so much more at Raffaelle's Gelato, and it's opened on the 10th of October from 12 p.m. at Bachona Total. Go out there and enjoy. Remember, it's Raffaelle's Gelato and More. One for a hand. Inshirado. It says birthday blessings to Inshirado. It's from your parents Benjamin and Rita Alote Ado and your brothers Ayeyi and Adum. Happy birthday, Inshira. Back off about you. I know I need you, Jereje. I know I need you, Jereje. Ain't no pay to I'm saying come on so yeah share the election 2024 swaka home minority to petition parliament over government silence on galamsey. In the meantime, government rolls out radical measures is on the front page of the graphic. We'll talk more about it. Organized labor says on the 10th of October we're proceeding with a nationwide strike because government hasn't met our demands. By the way, 60 days to election 2024. Yeah, ain't that? Yeah. Down the way. Yeah. Okay. FM. What for him? FM. These FM.
104.3. Good meat target.
25 minutes to 10 o'clock. Peace 104.3. Dr. Frank Bano.
Kwame.
Machiminia.
Mejo also.
Apum.
Nankopo Adomo, Janada Roma.
Divine selection. Ya no dem den.
Sa pepe.
Nearby. Now, Frank Ufrihi.
Oh, Obuasi Kwame.
Let's just only mining. In
fact, you will meet two.
I don't want to.
Oh, say on experiences no. My grandfather was a miner.
Okay.
My father was a miner. My uncles were all miners.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
The experiences from there, no, especially my father's side had an accident underground.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, until from there, until me growing up as a kid there. Now, some may year do more mines because of the experiences and the trauma that came with it that time until Nama mines pay Juma there. Today to crown and Shadanya Juma Yamakono Sami Yankasebia, Mekasemi Koyibi, especially say a better require me semi directly involved with party, say me underground and I be there. It's a no for me, Kwame. Oh, Papa is a two papenti. Yes.
Wow. For somebody born in Obuasi, the end Koma Queen no. Or first-hand information Interestingly, I unimnia so about not mining per se, but illegal mining. The enkomo bebre ni nsem bebre aba. An operational graphic anima you see galamsey crackdown. Government rolls out radical measures. President orders military deployment. LI 2462 to be revoked. Water bodies, forest reserves, red zone. Our graphics all share. Ghanaian Times have flash out illegal miners on water bodies. Ora Martine, you see, Chief Executive Officer Minerals Commissioner Kasa Ghanaian Times anymore. Osha Daily Guide galamsey protesters 21 granted bail, Vomawa denied. Osha Insight galamsey SMG backs popular movement action against cancer as he blames imperialism, decadent democratic system. No ewa insight democrata and him teacher say democrata ni bebre uko social media and so ewo ho. Uko baby edin komo a dia asan babium galamsey has come and gone, but all of a sudden I say pejebium. Organized labor say 10th of October, 2 days from now. Yako strike. Galamsey. What do we do?
Kwame medase. Ana pemi fenchema wetie for na minchia mi kromo for oboase for minchia oboase east especially constituency for na anopese me wish me madam fubia odi ne birthday na na nasifa akoto our CBG bank Kumase me wish na happy birthday.
Nana Sifa Koto CBG Kumase, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Kwame, me da se te se ne waka no se ye ka galamsey asema ayana nipadodo na free se enne na galamsey ebe hyase Kwame se me history correct there. Let me say the word galamsey na ankasa ye se the corrupted version of gather and sell ene be galamsey inti na me kasa oboase ne ye wo me na nat na oboase ye mines me papa me wofa inti wo share the history of mining communities omo nyina ne before ebeye multinational companies say omo na be take over na omako into large scale mining no na the friend say gather and sell no ene twi no abeye corrupted the friend galamsey no eno na obiaye mremu na yeka the history of Ghana, especially yeka asante fo abakosem yeka say na omo dealing gold, so omo ye miners, especially the Adanse enclave no na galamsey ya ene na omo nyina de ne friend say galamsey na de abema enne asemo no sronko free tete sene na ye nana mo no Kwame yankasa ye enibre de meka ne say greed ene ye irresponsibility se bibia enhyeda emfa ye ho eno ene edu ya ba begina bibia ye kyenen na ebrebia so a ye beka galamsey asem no otese nipa dodo na aka se adekro nti a emma maburo no entumi mfi galamsey mu no eye ye friend no say eye unemployment anase adwuma sem a eni Ghana na kwame me building common afi wona me de ba besi bia bisa me no ebae no kwame na ya de bia me kase me no say obi make argument ne say unemployment ni the major reason tia youth no do na wa galamsey no ma me say me we me na me ka me say me I disagree with that statement kwame. Now I disagree because of me oboase a me fi a me nim ne me ka kwame ntina ma me ka sa asem no na kwame say ye fa unemployment rate eye abibi me ha omanya owo the highest unemployment rate kwame say oni mo micro
highest unemployment
rate in Africa
meaning
South Africa.
I see.
Unemployment rate at 32.1% of the working force population. Far higher than the unemployment rate in Ghana. In fact, at the same time, you're far unequal in terms of access to opportunities. So, only micro.
And this is South Africa?
South Africa. And so, Kwame, South Africa were enough gold reserves. Means they have more gold reserves than what Ghana has, Kwame. And so, Oko South Africa, minimum na Kwame. Say Obia ye galamsey wo adentia because of the friend say collective responsibility. Na enipa no so enim bradi bibre Kwame. Me say me ka asem we na me ka say hey. Minimum say aban no since 2017 I implement a lot of policies Kwame. Policies ni nyina ne say enka nipa won ye galamsey no Kwame. Omu betumi afimu na nka yamo omu ensa na adwuma. Se Kwame me so we unim National Alternative Employment and Livelihood Program for illegal miners specifically.
Obi say Frank Bano, a proper Oboase boy. He knows mining and galamsey proper. Let him continue. Itibitio Frank.
Kwame, can unim NAELP specifically for illegal miners. Kwame. And had the way MPP abane de buy you. And it has been there for some time, Kwame. The bote nyina ne say enka emebunu ene mabawa won ye galamsey no enka omo betwi omo ho afimu na enka aban no am omo nsan ne dwuma Kwame say okọ omo website na akọhwa eye training eye friend saying say omo land no ma send no enka omo je land ne back no ma ye reforestation of the land Kwame ye mo omo nsan ne dwuma ne a omo how to do well the Kwame nsan ne dwuma ne de bebre enso no emeburu no say omo mfi galamsey Kwame eno ne botenta bi gina so ka say so because unemployment and lack of opportunities I disagree Kwame
into day
na Kwame eno me ka say greed and driving the panadent na me ka say Kwame hwe yeti he wo de opa akọ bebia galamsey no ekoso kese pa now de Kwame wo de kokọ bie adwuma wo saa enkro ya meka ho asem mu na mabu no mo ye adwuma wo saa galamsey site no ka kire ne se wo fa da adwuma mu na bosom so a even with senior high school certificate Kwame obetua ne ka 5,000 Ghana cedis na hwe so obegya galamsey na ba be saa adwuma na onye da
because who's kakese
and until na me ka say it is not about the lack of opportunities but it's about the greed of the ordinary Ghanaian. And on air driver ye emiye ye no. And because of greed intino, ye ni enchirima ho. Edi entina Kwame ebeka nipa o twa Kokrokoo dua to atwene. Na say nipa na video say Kokrokoo dua ye be twa ni nyina na to gold. Abrekura say nipa na nso mi say ne papa ana ne nua bi kosuku a eye Kokrokoo musika ene ye disi suku dan ye disi hospital me say nipa no so betwa Kokrokoo dua to atwene so yare a obekosa hospital ekwan a enam ni krom ekwan a enam ni krom anase kwan etwam woni krom no eye Kokrokoo sika Kokrokoo besia ana Kokrokoo ne edikosi awowa ene ye je besia aban je besia ene odi yi saa kwan no a onu otumi to saa ne ka kase na onya sika free galamsey mu etwi no eso saa nipa ne to bi kase metwa Kokrokoo dua ato atwene ene so obi make saa statement we ya e die na e kire se enye enibre bone enti na emane koso Kwame na de toso mienu meka ho asem Kwame ye land tenure system that's me de bia meka na me say you taking it for granted
land tenure
system Kwame ɔman bia ne land anase asase enhye aban semu no kwame there be a problem in planning. And because of assassin sha aban semu anything yet here the Minerals and Mining Act catch say ye hu se sika kokko e wa asase mu a sika kokko na wa asase mu no de eye aban dia
on mine dia
the aban hold it in trust of the people.
No correct.
Na ansa na wobetumi sika kokko na pinesi aban ne dia no obetumi kura akose wo kotu saa sika kokko no e wo se enioma a wa asase na ne eye report ya asase ne so anase ohempo a wo saa mpatamu ho asase ne ye ne dia no so obi ampo nte so na se ye nua keke ne sisi so a e wo se okohu saa ohempo no na ne tena se esi nkonya na utua ne ye frɛ ne se compensation anakwa me bo anya sa na emra ne ka and the was said there are rules and regulations.
But if people are not following the rules and regulations, so I say abide the bem etniomo.
That's it. Now me know ya now to extent so no e na me de a local authority and leadership so e be ras asem no kwame. Yeti se ya. Wo de ma ban sorry free nkran ha. Na won kwasa nkro nkitue ma galamsey kwasui enye galamsey asem se aban ni pese emfa ne se okoye project wo sa nkro mu kwame se wa aban na nkwankɔgye eye akwan emfiri eye ohempɔn anase odikuro a wo anabusu penye wo sa akro mu kwame aban ni ntumi mfa ne tumi da enkasa asase ye dehe bedimi tumi afa na me ba besi emfa ne se ebia factory esi ho wo se okohu nananom ahempɔn na wono omo tena se esi nkonya na empatasem bia wo hobia no otuama nananom ahempɔn kwame saa na tie se kura ye fi mu kwame me ni bebia wo fi ba menya sure se obetumi asɔre na aka se wenye sika enti wa wo kuro mu kura ye wo ho na na me kuro mu obo ase pomposo ya mu ho no me kwa akɔfa asase ne ma ye project wo so abre kura me nko siki permission na me nko hu nananom ahempɔn emfa nsa nko hu omo ne yentena se ne yensi nkonya ne yenka ho ase
enti ofi se suboni bi wa yenfa ba ahempɔn
because they have a role to play. Me de bia me kase asase bie ne wa Ghana mami ha onipa betumi afa kwate kwan abewura saa asase ne mu se wo kwa akoye bibi even if say nipa no kuta permit anatomy krata afra ban ho a e wo se nananom ahempon ukosi wo mo so na no mu sim kunya enti nipa bia ntumi fa kwate kwan kase minister of mines etenkran wa ma me permit se memra na me exploration permit exploration permit me say 3 years afemi ensa na renewable base or say regions here demand no if you still meet it kwame untumi just sa exploration permit no from fiemi ensa na won gba ura mi kuro mo obo ase pomposo na won ka say ye abema permit ntino okwa kotu sika kokko untumi nya da abrekura wan kwan ko hu nana no na saa na tie ewo nkronkro atwa ye ho ahia wo Ghana ha nyina ansa na China ni anasa Ghana ni anasa any other foreigner obetumi abuewura eye forest muse wo kwa kotu sika kokko agudie no kwa me ka me kiro se nananom ne ahemfo mpanyifo a wo sampotem wo no omunim hu bi anasa abusua asase ne ye won dia no omunim hu bi. Now because of your land tenure system a problematic into kwame de biano se aban so ka asase ho asema na ohwe nachi na ohwe benkum na ohwe nifa if you say yiti krom he bibia politics so wan hwe ni ye na wa kaka asem no ma na chia kwame you be punished at the end of the day during elections and we saw this in 2020 kwame yeti krom ha na in 2020 Omemu me dase opanyi yeti omemu ena in 2020 omampanyi na nkasa ka say what the eye na dwuma toso say galamsey no anase illegal mining no e wo say yetumi etuase prekope e wo Ghana kwame sabrena na ya abatoa brete say ne ya abatoa braka emi say enam akoma kwa aduosia yesise de sia akotoa ba no de na eprosa ena omampanyi say ordina na dwuma toso the fight against illegal mining. Kwame dey see here. Yet Hana for you say the main opposition party, the biggest party in opposition, wo krom here Kwame. Omemu ha. That's it. One am kwati kwame the same galamsey size na abana two almost sa say yamfa soja fo nkopam wo mumfi ho no hye wo mo ba kase say yempo de ye ba yɛbɛma mo loan na mo de ato ɛyɛ machines na mo tumi de atu afom agudie no na mo anyi sika agu mo kotoko kwame the video ni bi wo me phone yi so wa ha me so wa akora de wo ye season journalist a wo de krom obia ɛna mo atipen nti wo hu saa video ya make ho asɛm ne say ɛne yɛse ɛbɛkyekyere ɔman a yɛbɛyɛ dɛ yɛtumi akɔyɛ ne saa pepepe na ene ama galamsey ni ho asem a ye kan a organized labor de omo ho agimi abeye kotiko kwesi koso no ogina kwantia adentia fize aban na ye bida ama wo ye bida no hu nsunsanso a wonyaaye wono so otu ase no na the main opponent ono so ne pretumi no wono one nam galamsey site hye won bo akase say monto abane maye no bo hu se we mu de omo mpam asem MPP for no de omo mpam asem ne de moto maya na se John Dramani Mahama be yom ampanyin a yen de be hyebu kida na yetunya mama yemadwuma ne ye enam enu nti kwame the ruling government in 2020 almost ekade enka all mining communities and galamsey areas da olusu ne parliamentary seats nyina so wo hwa mrekudu kakra we takwa ekate ne tro nanka ono so nka edinechi fam wo no ne nyina galamsey asem ya in 2020 abane yes obetu ase no ono ankasa the main opposition party the National Democratic Congress and so kire ona wo tu fuma gudie ya wo sensu aye no me na ye ka ho asemi wo hye wo ba kase se moto abama me de me ba maduba no kra no mebo machitena na matumi aye ne ye kwame ne se ye ne se ya ye be ye de ne yakonenim enti ene organized labor say sabre na abane share bomo mampanyi di ne job eto so say omanga na opese otu galamsey ase no die na organized labor kan ye omotumi ba bontin be issue statement in solidarity with the president ka say ye tawachi na obia obeka bibi contrary to the mampanyi wo ka no say nipa no e say Ghana for say who no omotumi punish say nipa no wabatu organized labor to me ka bibi say anakwame
minimum.
So this also exposes the hypocrisy on the part of organized labor.
Why hypocrisy?
Hypocrisy because we had a period that President Nanka started a job to line so. On the toe line, so na example of Kwame Mimi. His main opponent and pray abano and call for campaign. Well, you know the names Kwame. And then galamsey size no so won boss there we mu de omo pamase mu no mu tum afri manuel aduane be koma no no mo bom manuel aduane agu entima mo nto abamom mo ntoma ye ba galamsey ni de ye be hyem kenama mo. What did organized labor say about this statement? If they really cared about the welfare of Ghana and Ghanaians.
But at this point in your organized labor nkwa and kasa banipa bebre soka.
Yes, I mean what problem? I agree. Say galamsey ni de eyade a was ye tu ase. Nem so asema make wa ha ne say saa no say organized labor any your friend say teachers UTAG me anka some association kwame say nka omo bo abanachi po dom eno make say ade we de menace ha Ghana man into say to be trust ya kwame can me sure say the then opposition party omanso na say Ghana for san to abama mu biem no ebetumi nya sa ano no etumi akọ galamsey side akọ hyebo akese se montomaye na ye ba ye de galamsey ni ba mu akoso. This is where the hypocrisy comes in. And media it's a nice call but the meso me ka biem ni say e was say yankasa timamufuo no omanfo yo yankasa omanfo no
amen no say me prof for her my best school
prof aba he yankasa omanfo especially ye tete ekuro nketuo ma galamsey koso no te say me ya me kuro mo oboase nkurase ne bia e wo amanse me ya me papa kuro ma amanse Jacobu area ho no e wo say yankasa so yetumi ti ase se ne ye no enye Ghana mining kwa na ebo no na mom yankasa so ye se ye ho fisa kwame se who you see be to say mercury na o the mercury echi gold kwame the mercury ye hu ne say mercury no se eye nsuo na odi guma mercury no to me mix with nsuo no
ebedan
da nsuo no ase enti se empata wo nsuo no ma empata no madua no mu die no yen haban na atetegu nsuo na ase na no mu die enti sa empata no ko di sa aduane na mercury no ebi betumi akono mu enti kwame de manu say mercury no ebetumi atena wankasa wo nipadua no mu be asemfie ne ho kra na wakra wonim se mercury no eti wo mu ebetumi de insunsanso bone abre eye wankasa especially anano na me kan eye report bi ana omo kase eye foodstuffs akodu United States of America. Yes
by
omo say heavy metals ewum. So heavy metals so say me making no say mercury no photogenic.
As you say
photogenic nature say awia ba enya ade a wode wani say behu say mercury ene da hoyi ana say mercury na tene kwe wo fa wani hu etumi yira but ayira na nkyere say afi asase ni mu ete asase ni mu enti wan kasa enipa won tete san kronkito omu ye galamsey no wo so won ti ase say nia wo ye no ensu saso ne bi eka wa ankasa eka wa busua eka wa yire eka wo ma sa education ade a wo se etumi komo omo no omo dinka ete ase se senia ye kyekere wo man no ye mfa anibre enkyekere oman Fisa yes any brand ye de kyekere oman de akwame enkiye nyina nka etiye nka odi nsuo besi manimi emi se na openye de kum man na mi anka se menua ateke so maye nka no ase ka me tu ano na ma no bottles me yensa ne nyina omomra na nka nsuo bi ye ni studio ha but ye mfa ni bre enya de esa
ye de ni bre yenso nya ni bre boni
eno
professor
kuye eni bre boni no ene eku eye enema me anka se bika obi eye memi generation won fro won hu eye Gen Z ne ekeka ho mi se die ne de ebi wo ho eni bre boni
ene monne
so ene ye maburu na ya ba no ye free se wotena ma na atu kwame said your friend say abotre wode ba dada eye bayire se wode bayire tujema obekusa no panyi se sa na ka no na atumi emu no atumi abem because wode bayire tujem na wanya abotre nkusakusa na obetumi de se kan atwam na bo se emu no enye den emene ye ana opere nya sa wo se wonya abotre na wotumi kusakusa bayire na dru pempeso bia afa wode se kan betwam mienu na wo se ebodo abin ankasa na sa abotre no ene mabunu ya ba no kwame yenni na nam sa abotre na yenni eni bre bone no kwame eno ene edi enyanti ania bebedru bebedru sesia galamsey etu atese ewo Ghana nyina meka ne se ababe ye national security threat ewo se medie megitum se ewo se aban efa ekwan bia so ofiri se obetumi ayusu na de efa se illegal mining na de and quote unquote illegal mining one famra kwan so ne camera kwan ne sen emra minerals commission edi egu ho so one fason fanto sika kokko emra the environmental protection authority anase EPA enso edi egu akwan se akwan ba ko mienu na o se wo de faso na atumi sika kokko no in terms of the environmental regulations no why wadin se won ni so na won momo de enam sika wo penti no won beje adia ebede oye nie bebrega na man de me ne aban no adwen se any means available obetumi de atu sadia asie no aban no emfaso na onfantu kwame ana me de man besi
odi wanu you know just quick comments komona odi tu jano mintinitini bi okay say South Africa omo ni illegal money but omo obi pa omo friend zama inti galamsey was South Africa papa omo friend zama na in fact some of the reasons are oko utie omonkomo boa omaka about illegal mining or anazama no unemployment and poverty, basic corruption and weak enforcement. Mines they've been abandoned into illegal miners have taken over. And actually, was South Africa zama organized crime. Dear underground and as in the underworld for into a big deal to send
they make water bodies sense you.
Yeah.
And no man here different between any the omo ye no. Ye de fa ho, ye de be sika ne be pie bia. They say wo court say so we twa. Mines na first na ka brofo no ye wo ko be bi o masi FMB stadium no. On say kwame wa fa da ho nya na mines o.
Yeah.
O mejaye say so wait to phone be so mo basa place for ebeye. But as far as encourse say illegal mining make galamsey course nye ne bo. Tina na make obo ase ase.
Etima mami mbisa say measures aban dia tudwa. Ebi say yate abre. But utie ebi no mo say the biggest year LI 2462. Near Parliament here can say you beat me to a good year our forest reserves from yes Parliament by your Bible Bogu LI 2462 to be revoked. President orders military deployment. Yes, Nyangwa Yatiabre and Yejuma. ABC organized labor is just holding government to ransom for no reason. Now, anyway, there are no comments. These questions, last one, if you mean quite so.
To send you kind of yes, measures and idea. And sent to make us say, when your first time I buy no a two and a month say a year illegal mining, a year galamsey, no,
yeah,
to us here. Tina me mad the Genesis say, prior to 2020 general elections, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, and an Akufuado Nankasa, a car say openly,
yeah,
say ordinary Juma, announcing a job on to the line in the fight against galamsey. Enti ayade wakada na die enti na amana ntumi anya successful kwan ehwo na me issue ne wo when ntumi anya successful because of nia ono ankasa ne main opponents na sa pre no no pretumi de no won so galamsey no ode ya politics ntia so me de bia me ka say abri bia national issue ye be politicizing no then we lose focus of the issue.
Okay.
You see,
yeah, manyo sema.
Yeah, manyo sema. Ani yeah, manyo sema ye kujina he. Ani obi beka se na me na me nkwaye na yenko tu abantia me. Because the same national issue na ye nyina se eda yakoma so no. Se sia organized labor. Omo de omo gina ntemu se organized labor but not NPP, NDC, Movement for Change, PNC or whatever. Sa no omo gina. Enti
NPP so say be 20 am ntina my sana.
Na me ka say. See, I will be a hypocrite when I deny that fact. When obviously the data is there in 2020 to show say you fighting galamsey in 2020 no almost all galamsey communities in you lose your seats. Now you lose your seats keko. You lose your seats because say Sabrina na the main opposition party NDC no and so nam sa galamsey pits na ye di military for chase amanfo no she won bo akese say ye de ba ni se be mama ye adwuma ne keke na emu kura be sa bo amunya machines and there is a specific person on tape on video making this promise to illegal miners site or say ye ba kura sa machines somebody ye adwuma no ye be bo amokra no batumi nya machines no do na mo de tusuka kokko no kwame. Enti ti se ne wo kan organized labor asem no me free say asemi sha ase ache na indeed if organized labor meant well this at this critical moment shouldn't have been the time I was saying organized labor sorry organized labor now was saying sorry BS 2021 and I said 2020 time of man penny car say what in a duma to go into what the military egu from omonko enko to galamsey as that brain no saying organized labor sorry coming and most of these people are coming from who social commentators any neutrals near the Kwame, some of them are on record to have said say Tama Abanika say or you see military any force of the state and they are illegal mining. No? Some of them are on record and I can read some of their publications for you Kwame. So have said that you don't use illegality to fight illegality. And the same people are calling on the government to use the so-called illegality to fight an illegality. Does it make sense?
Food for thought. I'll come back to you. I think Mohammed Yamo Achano pay me who watch it. Gambaga for who here? Miss Mafio Papa, answer now Becasano. More bad news in Kitting me and Sabian Kitting so. But Yamina Dema. Onwa so no gina ade nti momami fa ekwan we so ema me papa me nua panyini me ofa nene nagai kasa din obi ade nim ni my gizo yura my gizo ne hokafo Mrs. Doreen Gizo eda form nti oba kind of very beautiful woman, very gracious woman. Inti nene nagai kasa eta fro nene my gizo Hokafo, Auntie Doreen, Mrs. Doreen Gizo, at that form. Your mouth shedding Papa Panana, Amifa Nikra in C. And when you fika crown, so some Bekaya, your Papa Bako, Emily Chum, na or a PRO, ECG, Ura Kwamina Langton. Onusunya 84 years. Weekend the baby pa amanada. Into Ura Kwamina Langton, Bushing no Jamwechi. Former PRO ECG, me am wafa Uncle Kwamina Langton. Weekend ye baby pa amana ada. Yaminfa Ura Kwamina Langton, the cry in C. And na Openyin Thomas Udro Kwating. Profunimno. Openyin Thomas Udro Kwating. A journalist. Namra mi start here Jumano. Mention da o. Mano mi teacher for ni bi. E uma obefre. Na ono ye GNA those days. Also a first private newspaper, sports newspaper, near friend Sporting News. Or a founding member SWAG, Sports Writers Association of Ghana. MPP for Bibre, but or a first director of operations of MPP. Ura Thomas Udrokwati, onunya 92. Inti Emma Nebusia shedding. I mean, Enfa Ura Thomas Udrokwati, a cry in see Papa.
And I am more chidom near my bushia phone.
Yeah, me, oh, Prof. Medasi. Nene my gizo, no fa. Ura Kwamina Lande Bushia. And Openyin Thomas Udrokwati, they mention da. But not a teacher for ni bipa. Ten in culture, but 92 dear Obeka wedding chini. Ye danyamiase. Ye mebusia shedding. Munina. Yabani ebeko. Area Simonson. Atiki. What do we do?
It has nearly came a mincha a chief on na mincha Republic of Gamaga for so and Yanope. Chairman, Sagalam saying some. I said, yes, na a Minia Frankeka about the origin of the word galamsey.
Frank, yes, you could tear Masana.
Oh, that we call Boise. Christ the King CKC.
Ah, okay. You say Frank Banobi could tear mass into me, Mr. Say what?
Maybe call secondary school Boise.
Okay.
Make me your Boise pure.
Pure.
Chairman, no care about the history and the origin of galamsey. Chairman, galamsey, any small scale mining, no. And a galamsey is not also illegal small scale mining, no. You see, it's just a coinage. Yeah, in a car say it is Ghana for who say it's easier to refer to illegal small scale mining as galamsey. And this I didn't know. Galamsey is simply artisanal mining. It's not even small scale mining. It's artisanal mining. Until whether it is illegal or not, artisanal mining is what we call galamsey. Given the evolution of the subsector, no, these small scale miners, running as if for no. And Ghana for ease of exposition, you deciding galamsey no not to so. Now galamsey there really and truly has nothing to do with illegal small scale mining. It's just artisanal mining. Sana okay, gather and sell. And no na if there were concession be a mine we are court now maba and no muninam they were not using sophisticated tools to do artisanal mining no. And another friend galamsey. And that dear, yeah, friend galamsey because, like I said, it's for ease of exposition. Send a bear, you to me, aka illegal mining, was something I decided, I could share galamsey for no. Now, Chairman, yeah, illegal mining now. Any artisanal miners don't illegal mining no. In fact, small scale miners, almost kita licenses, they do illegal mining. Until in Prempino, yeah, we talk about artisanal and small scale mining. It's not just galamsey for because artisanal miners no more saying. Ni almost saying you know a small scale miners. Chairman, obi or license. Now,
but I think sorry, sir, me bemo. A small scale miners, no. We say last week, Ebimo have actually formed a task force. Say omuku two galamsey for no sosa because omumo mudin boni. Meba tie with an open mind.
Okay.
Omumo with the boni, say omajuma. we are inquiries on Minerals Commission so on be catch you say small scale miners ni bo mo ye responsible mining. Enti say ka say omu nyina sa enti am ka say listen with an open mind.
That's true.
Ye ka say omu nyina sa wan hwa
okay
nyo oya de pa no
now
ya de na fra as they say nkati ba ko enti I'm say just an open mind.
No, my say and I appreciate that. Chairman, the person can say majority of small scale miners see. No illegal mining. Any illegal mining. Who kind Minerals and Mining Act now? And the penalties, it tells you say, Obia or ye mining that contravenes the tenets of the license and now the act, Nipano has committed an offense. And a lot of these small scale miners see. Nyoma omu yeno. Enimrano ebuibra. And look, Obia wenya small scale mining license. And whatever mineral right it is, whether reconnaissance, prospective, whatever it is. Onya sa mineral right now. Now of course sir artisanal miners are begusu. Obit and Prempino, Nippon would apply for a prospecting license. Obe one or two I can't say a good year. So they use prospecting license on change mineral license, and mining license, and at least now I shall see yeah mining. When ideally prospecting license is for you to prospect. And no more cause artisanal mining is here abegum ubi sen obaka just I'm a small scale miner make it a prospecting license. It's a make us mprempi the illegal mining is done by people who are supposed to even be holders of mineral rights. Now artisanal miners need here. Now say it's just a few. And as I say omukosu artisanal mining. Majority of them are employed by these small scale mining entities and are individuals. Now, and the unfortunate thing is that when we're enacting the Minerals and Mining Act 2006, we had just imported the PNDC Law 218 into that act as far as small scale mining goes. But the mistake we decided to leave out some of the provisions in the PNDC law. For example, the use of explosives. In the PNDC law,
there's a dynamite there.
And small scale miners were not allowed. They were prohibited from using explosives. But in the new Minerals and Mining Act, they are allowed to purchase explosives. Chairman, imagine a small scale miner using explosives. What kind of distraction wouldn't you anticipate?
Apart from that, so then in the expertise with explosives.
And
you using responsibly.
That is the point. And the law also allows them that they may purchase mercury to do their operation. Chairman, mercury send a year can and yet just ordinary metal. And who's in some sword also into a small scale mining. Mercury don't care for who like because small scale mining is a graduation from artisanal mining. Until as you are more quite to be able to use all kinds of things that are destructive. And you can't, let me tell you, Frank has said, the problem is because they are mining, alluvial mining or muya. It's not just mining in water bodies, a problem. The devastation that is occasioned to your forest. And Ukraine, Chairman, Ghana is a party to the Paris Agreement. Edianeka say, boy, forest reserves home buying. You make sure say, climate change mitigation efforts, mukina. But the destruction small-scale mining is occasioned to the forest, is betraying the very commitment we made to the entire world. Say, yensu about climate change efforts now. Yensu per se yibi.
Yeah.
And it's not just about insurance. One was an NTS. Is here. ABN seventy say. Insurance crisis here. Yebi num. Water company yebi na or ma process yamai. Intina, I quite said that is the focus. But the bigger picture is environmental destruction. Water bodies ekahun, forest ekahun, and the rest of it. And I have said, look, the minister is empowered. In fact, to me under the Minerals and Mining Act to revoke any activity of small-scale mining. Chairman, you don't need any reason except the fact that it's in the public interest. Who shares Section 87 of the Minerals and Mining Act now? It said, in fact, Section 87, subsection C. It tells you that the minister can revoke any small-scale mining license, given that it is in the public interest. Until on here, the very minute he is of the conviction, say, may you license him free, the public interest will not be served. He is empowered by the law to revoke your license. Until the demand by civil society, any organized labor say, man, penny, instruct your minister to suspend ASM activities, artisanal and small scale mining activities, no, and yes, it is out of place and illegal. It is within the law. Mrana to me, and in fact, even within the law, no, a child said, Obiara and activities as a small scale miner contravenes provisions of the act. And provisions of the act, and then say there are sections that allow the minister to come to make regulations through allies. Some of the allies, say, new money bina small scale miners ni no. Any allies ni bibobra, and even the main provisions of the
But
act.
do we have companies nimse omo yesa anyama we anase eyatism? Because I think when say me no ya adwuma ya che.
Matthias here. Small
and
scale you can, it's not only about companies. An individual can go.
There may be a hame about yen komo wasanya me say. Ya pay yesi pa. I say omo mo see me penye on benim no. I say they say this on behunu no. But that's the problem. They say. I care. Yes. Ye dia boy ye bra wa Ghana ha pa. Intino. Ye be ka se ma fa ho ya. Na nipa na se mi donya mi se mi nim. But o de e da no so se ye bisa se okay. Bodin. Omo se oh me te say ne can say.
No. But a back galamsey
sometimes okay, Bodin.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Even the minister himself said they were engaged in illegal mining.
Yes,
he took the president to come and defend them.
Now, is it only Akunta or is it that also? But Akunta and Nidiaba?
No, you asked me for an example. There are many
course.
More. Chairman, there are many more.
Yes.
Say nim akonta jina homa hwan. That is what bodin so esensen wiem.
No, it's a company din na di akonta mining. What you say? But chairman, I'm coming to the point. Look, uko you can say Minerals Commission.
Yeah.
If in fact even when you go on their website, register of small scale miners, no. Only when him say the Minerals and Mining Act says ansan obeye small scale mining, to even apply for the license, no, you need to register with the district committees. And to go there is a register of all companies, individuals and our groups are small scale mining. And chairman Obia concession who apply they indicate to you where your blocks are. And chairman Vonim, who is doing what at what point in which place. Yenim. But Sabi, like I've always said, it is the weak political commitment. And on this occasion, let me state, President Akufo-Addo is the most insensitive president we have ever had in the Fourth Republic.
In terms of...
Chairman, you say why do we even have governments in the first place? Contractarian theories will tell you, we have governments because people want to sacrifice their individual freedoms to enjoy bigger ones. And to say, so that it is our well-being otherwise, why? In the state of nature, when there was no government, nobody really cared. It was every man for himself. And then who said, look, in the state of nature, life is brutish. Obia, look, what has here? You have no recourse to any justice and so on. Until ye to ensure your well-being, your welfare. Chairman, this is affecting our welfare. Yes, swap frame and penny say. Adia air course we emboyen Yanka say ban small scale mining, no. But the call is to suspend it in the meantime.
And do what?
Very good. Then we come up with a roadmap that will ensure responsible and sustainable mining.
Interesting. Before you continue, Minyabi or your mining engineer, all kind about explosives.
Yeah.
Or say, just to buttress your point, or say, Kwame, I used to live in Takwa. One day, one of these galamsey boys, not knowing my background, actually pulled explosives from his room in his house just to come and show me and to show off that he had explosives or bits me there Ejuma. Kwame, trust me, you guys are sitting on radio and sometimes you don't know what is happening on the ground. These guys operate indiscriminately.
Yes.
Not knowing the impact of their actions. Or say, just to buttress the point by attack on explosives.
Exactly, because the law says they can purchase explosives. Meanwhile, the PNDC law prohibited them from doing so. Until ye can be. Oh, and we've amended our law no by 3 times. In 2010, in 2015, 2019, yeah, amend this album. Until how comes amend amendments? Free ho. And Chairman, I'm going back to the issue about the insensitivity of the president. Look, organized labor, civil society, even members of your own party, are not comfortable. Let me ignore the few who are shouting for political reasons. Say, oh, Yenja Galamsey for no, Omudie Sebi is just out of irresponsibility. But near Omunim, the dangers, the existential threats are here facing because of Galamsey. Omusu Kebi. Look, the media Ghana Journalists Association, Omu Kebi. Like I said, Obia Kebi. Mampenya Ayanajun as on tea. Meanwhile, Adiwe are saying forest says here are saying you to the extent say it is even difficult for us to have potable water. Na ye can usi wunya hushi. And it's even as when
Wakaso on your way.
Chairman, when organized labor said they were going to declare their strike on the 10th.
But have you seen a net graphic front page?
Then Waka.
Government rolls out
suspended activities.
Government rolls out radical measures.
Chairman, the one was out brofu akesi chire muchire me nyabutre. Una ti brofu.
One gambaga for na ejuma.
Chairman, government rolls out radical measures.
At least LI 2462 to be revoked. And a good effort.
No, it's a good effort, but Chairman, after because Omonim say in 2 days it is happening. Yes, Tatika said they should revoke our EPA you can say amendment.
Yeah, but Parliament is not in session.
Chairman, what's it there?
Parliament is not in session.
Chairman, for even lesser issues we've called Parliament and the certificate of agency. At internet because it's not sensitive to the problems. You know, Chairman, Papa, who the man Kasem? What is here? And if he really were bothered about near air high end, any sufreno, Anka wait the very day now, yes, started say can was Anka wait chum crowded. Yes, started making calls in Parliament was still in session. Because I remember I appeared before a committee on lands and natural resources to make a presentation. That time, that was when we began our calls. Parliament was still in session. Omu imagine say yen tubia. Now the other issue is Chairman. Media. For the life of me, say you go and amend our EPA Act. I mean, introduce an ally that would empower people to go and destroy the forest. You see, in 2017, the president and his government.
Now,
the act is. No,
so what happened to our Parliament?
Chairman, the executive.
Maybe so. Okay.
Allies are originated from the executive.
Into Parliament, what is Obi Ekasetia? Okay.
Chairman, and that is what even shocks me.
Okay.
What I say, if the executive head, more some serve as a check on the executive, you actually endorsed their Sebi.
Jan was Sebi.
What I say, until the two arms have not served us well. But I'm saying, say, the executive, they have the power to revoke and to repeal, to end it. Because 2017, we can say Galamsey, high until I'm mampeni suspendi the activities of Galamsey. And we went ahead to introduce the Operation Vanguard, any Operation Halt Galamsey, all kinds of operations. Now immediately, and that was when Okas was in presidency, 2 lines, no. Okrossi 2029, a year after, another 2 years after, and all this ID, to give legitimacy to the destruction of our forests. And then say he's been insensitive to us because adia usi u kutia u kwetia Galamsey ena ye nyina ye fo awsu ye support you. The very minute you got your second term, you went to do the very things that would even make it worse. And Chairman, since 2021, what any effort beer say, this effort is similar to the efforts we had from 2017.
I'm coming to efforts. Maybe so 2 questions, okay, and then you finish with the efforts. I'm going to Professor Jekum. Now, this one is from Professor Kwame Jan. I'm sure you know who he is. He says,
Kwame Jan.
Yeah. Lawyer Kwame Jan.
Now a professor.
He's not a professor.
Oh, awesome. Oh.
Yeah, he's not a professor.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Chair of International Law.
I'll say good morning. I agree with Dr. Bano on the contributions of our collective greed, avarice, impunity, politicization, etc. Ownership of minerals has been vested in the state since 1962. So one can argue that the dichotomy between land ownership and mineral ownership may not be the problem. I respectfully submit that a lack of decisiveness in enforcing our laws and open participation of significant political actors
That's the point.
have been a bane in the efforts to combat illegal mining. It is sad and painful that we've gotten here. This represents our collective failure. Collectively, we can solve the problem. God bless our homeland. Professor Kwame Jan. And by Prof, as always, we're grateful for your intervention. And Dr. Jones Opoku Ware. Dr. Jones says, good morning to you and my friend Dr. Bano and my brother Atik. Personally, I've never wanted to talk about galamsey because I find the narrative skewed. I don't find the honesty in the whole galamsey discussion. At the very least, we should be open to talk about everything that relates to it. There's one side of the discussion people have either deliberately or for some other reasons decided not to mention: the community members themselves. I was on a project with a foreign partner on dealing with serious organized crime, which includes terrorism, arms, explosive and weapons trade and trafficking. And I'm aware of how the community members themselves, not government, not politicians, not even the Chinese, the community members themselves have decided to desecrate their farmlands and water bodies, and have sworn heaven and earth never to stop galamsey. Kwame, we should task government and any future government on dealing with galamsey head on. I believe we must also refocus the discussion to include the neck-deep role of the communities themselves and involve them in the solution. No one can come into communities and desecrate their lands and water bodies unless they themselves participate. Let's not feel helpless as a state. It talks about Dr. Banum who mentioned the same thing about Nipana Omanfona Kasam. I think my question here, politicization of galamsey. Dr. Bano Ebo Subebre. Now, running mate to Dr. Baumia Napo at the assembly to just so free say all the major political parties should come to the table. Obian fan and Santo Kratase say we've politicized in the past too, we politicized recently. We are all signing up to say no more. Let's look at it as a national crisis. Obian fan and Sancho Kratase. These two things are tick and then Minko to your opinion.
I think Mamisha Zemfri baby Prof Ediwi meaning they are dream pa. Chairman, the complicity of officialdom and the political elite a part of the problem. Chairman, party executives say to be, ministers say to be, MPs say to be. They do proxy mining. Bebrena was size our omu to galamsey.
Anything I'm say yate say.
Oh, Chairman. Nti prof so oti say. Nti prof so ti say.
Oh, say a conversation.
Yeah, doing come Chairman. Yeah, look, let's you see sometimes artism no yes artism and ekanhubio it disables the fight. Let's call people out for what they are. They are galamseyers. We are minister now to galamseya, we are galamseya and ya artism. We are MP now to be a to party executive now to be. And the funny thing is that we are party executive now opposition. Unya kwa to be you. Who they would agree bet you. Then you oti abemuni dear. Omuna abeni omudia. Nti no omutimi to be.
Those in opposition to galamsey.
Oh, party executives. Mean Madam to be na oh jai.
But when you said recently, running mate to John Mahama Soka said, should they win, they will let them do galamsey in a responsible manner.
Wait, me politics, yeah.
I'm looking at the politicization if you put your
politics, dear.
But I'll say responsible manner.
No, so don't say responsible galamsey.
You
can talk about responsible mining, not sustainable mining. Not galamsey illegal mining. So you need responsible saying.
Adia enye.
Adia onya no nye. Inti adia enya we are there responsible. It is because it's irresponsible until I see illegal no.
Enti ebia we nya a new way be man
there's no way.
Why?
You see, we are in a season now. You know, people are working for votes, and that's fair. But you see, question is say votes now wo hwehwe no. Edie na pe votes ni di aye. If you are seeking to govern, and one of your responsibilities is say obehwe nyina so obeboy yem water bodies yem forest ho ban. That is why you want to become the leader that you are seeking to become, no? Why do you create you can say hurdles on your way? So obeye mampenyina be de twa na mampenyina. People will begin to refer you to near Uka say Uka say Ude Uba Unchim, they move responsible. And responsible illegal chairman, you see, it's an oxymoron. Or not and it's even ironic.
So what do we
do? It's illegal, but you want chairman, I quite say, armed robbers do responsible armed robbery. And no, how do you do responsible armed robbery?
But I think Mammy now professor in literature.
Oh, chairman, prof.
It is all can be beside now. Fees what we say was immoral. Yamana or Nimibina, Abafra, Niaoka.
Oh, Intina, we prof. Yama, my cousin be. Literature is a good subject, but about governance now, you will high and pamphra. Oh, governance, governance, idea. There are some areas that would find expression in governance. Subjects be wa would be governance more. One applications now
should we follow Napo's path?
Chairman, it's a good thing, but before that, you know, MI suspended the activities of small scale miners. Once he does that, he would have shown good faith. Say, I am willing and ready. Let's roll out, and that's one of the things I can say. Look, mass action for sustainable development in Africa. Our release was that. Once we call the president causes an immediate cessation of the activities, the next is to have a multi-stakeholder conference, whereby a roadmap to sustainable mining will be, worked on. Look, parties say invite to be small scale miners association. Ambra, and at the end of the day, let everybody sign. And kanka politicians see, every political party must sign. Until NDC undertakes say me bar. Sa roadmap na yen na ya jatum no medi super pepe, but ya nyane sana at the end of the day omuba, because they probably made some promises, they are likely to slip on their responsibility to ask Ghanaians. Now major you can say small scale miners and illegal miners until we need such a thing.
Okay,
but finally
Chief
Justice
why then
or no, so and let me say the judiciary. Almost say Parliament failed us. The executive started, the legislature continued by passing SAR LI 2642E. Chairman, we need the judiciary to also play a significant role. Our suggestion
there's a case is the Omunyan in term.
And they should set up environmental and mining courts. Chairman, specifically, Obia or committee environmental offences and our mining offences. That is where they are bringing you. SANA will have expeditious trials.
So that it won't go through the channel.
It won't go through the channel now. No, we need something like that because this is an emergency situation. People are even suggesting there should be a state of emergency.
Yeah.
It tells you the intensity and the extent of problem. Until we need special dispensations like that. Now finally, China for Yechi Omwa. Chairman, Obi guilty of an offense. The punishment, if you look at the Minerals and Mining Act, it's not deportation.
The Paba deporting or by a sanction. I shall want. Anyway,
Chairman, the Chinese near who is found guilty of offending the Minerals and Mining Act. Chairman, we should even begin to build a medium.
Galamsey.
What was a medium security?
Your maximum security.
Maximum security. No, we need to have a maximum prison in this country.
We're socialists though.
Chairman, now
anyway,
China.
So
na kwa say who ya galamsey.
There be musiona encount.
In fact, you not even there.
Musiona encount.
Na account krana.
I think encount.
Chairman, you not live to tell the story.
Encount. Mako China once pay. Musiona encount.
Nte ban say no mu di omu ba ha.
because I have
to me
because
the
I have
best that can happen to them and the worst that can happen to them is that they come back.
Then
they come back again and they look similar.
I have monsieur.
They look very similar. Immigration officer no nipa no babaka until
okay. Lichu Atik Medasi. But I think 2 for you before Professor. Professor Suwa 1 will answer one starting. Chairman General, tell Atik, running a country no be joke. He should try managing 20 people in a company. But because of freedom of speech, he's describing the president in harsh words. He has a point, but he should be circumspect. Yeah. Remember, we're Africans, we're Ghanaians. When we talk about the elderly, we speak with respect.
If it's sensitive, that's not an insult.
Ni from Bachona. Now, ask Atik to also explain the difference between LI and EI. My understanding is that the president cannot just cancel an LI without recourse to Parliament, and also cannot recall Parliament. It's the Speaker who recalls Parliament. Akwesiye Champion, Maryland, USA. I think you don't have to respond to everybody, but this one said, Edward Ejiri, aka Captain in Takrady, is Professor Jekum going to speak? Will he speak about galamsey?
Why not?
Trust me, Prophet Jekum has said everything that needs to be said about galamsey. In my opinion, he should jump the gun and leave the discussion. So bende idea yes so ye dey say ebeba be che ya adwen na ya etie amon for so adwen na eja ye dey adwuma Prof Bachobrem on that note on can we Prof on can we
oh na come
yeah
tie papa yi Dr. Frank
Bano
so ono ofri obuase
or a mining boy
nti kwabrafo so ne ani dia wi so ne tutu ka ne ho nyina de
on se sa tutu kan suno da ne ya numu tetene galamsey ne se no
nti ono de okasa se obi a ote mine na obuase adanse ne amanse na bohye na ne ma
okay
sa ho nyina sika kokro ede ono ka no wa hunu bi na wate bi na wahwe se ne esikono abrante no ka masem ma me no
cat inspired
kan baby a yakoduro no empompo bia na kire enkuto a ye de tare so
empompo bia na kire enkuto a ye de tare so
that comment I say oh yes
every situation and how to deal with it
empompo na bucket we bia utim kun kakra bia etimi fa so na ne so no ebi o ha uhia enkuto na wo say hia egoro
de ne egoro no
aha bi na de tampompo so se de be ya be paintem ti we nya baby a yedro na nye empompon ketenketwa bi ene ye ka ho asem yedro ni mpompon so enti na Dr. Frank can say oji say several SEO so no omo kasa bre na se nko mutumi kasa yes bi ana nko mutumi na ni emedru say kwame unu atwetan last week
okay
so timi twemu a na nkora otwemu a ba otwene tan ebete de ba bi aduro no ya twea ma ba bi aduro na se ye hwe ne ebisi abi se ye jato amanyofo no nko aso a ebedi adokron kwa ya beda dance ya ban we si say na party we si say na we si say ndio obi the text bi buy na say ebra so say nkofo na asase no woye a agudie no so yenso yetumi apagya e ho kakra
ebi na Dr. Frank Eka
minim hwe kra no kame efri be bosumen ekobosumi mienu yakan galamsey ho asem saa bepem se ne nti se aban me ye ka biotie e na oso anu ntema nke meduru ba bia we na dodo a tere aban sem no dodo na abato no so ben yen de aban ni nim bibia won hwe ne ye ana no meka se ye hwe omo agudie no mu tue ya se ye kan omo nyina na yenya nipa dodo no na ka nipa asese niema be hye omobo esan sem kofo se ye nsuo se bibia na ya de tutu ho a esa ban no hu se de so yes esi a oye niema mienu a waka so be yes samra na abana atwetwere ye nyina abo no yetumi eyi to nche be boa na makase mpompo bia na kire ne a edu ba bia eduro no se aprosifo ko na enye yi a emema manko bi na yehwe de ebesie
emema ba de mu wure mu a moja mu a
kwame na
ipa be wu
o da kwame se o pe wu a obenya apedu nyum no nkai
me kai pa
oh yes apedu se o pe wu a obenya na se ntisa unuma akora bi a wa abrantie bi a wo hwe sebe nanim a wa ye yi se Ghana beda ne desert na ono se so ko galamsey dakra ska obenya wadi teacher mfi aduasa nkora wonya oni di matem
adu atem
me ma di teacher free bi kwara abrem abepem sabre ono so ko dakro pa do obenya no e che me de no
o de miensa 3 years
yes
mfi miensa
mfi aduasa
se aduasa
30 years eti ya be hanu na sa nipa we se wanu nko aye o phrase as so e de be na baba yo di teacher fo nyina atem na ono na edidi da
ka me who story bi wo e ba end me show later
enti de wo mu ne se ya hwe ba bi a ya duro no duro ade ne ne pompon so a se hwe emfa ho se party for kan ho se hwanom ka ho kwame ba bi a duro obi a se fan ho bia yenko ne sa na empanifo se kwame hu nye hu a ne firi de onye ye
hu nye hu a
hu nye hu a ne firi de onye bibi bakrom ne se what ne aye kan ye se enyo obi a ye bechi no na kwame onko wie obi bibia
emfa me
emfa ho
mada
obeda na wada no hwan kromo ba se hu ne hu a na che se wo wa ye bibi na wo ji se ba bi aduro no ahwe a wo ho betchiro iti sa wo ye party ni o sa ne embra ene hyehyɛ beba ebesi ade na no na ye nyina ye hwehwe ka be me nka bi o
Professor Jacob the teacher why ni tie na answer na obi abebem ne de apon no ye nua bi o 30 pa ene eya na woda ora Frank, not Dr. Frank. Mr. Frank Odro Kwache of Dauphin Finance. It says celebrating an iconoclast. Mr. Frank Odro Kwache of Dauphin Finance. Birthday blessings to you. The Lord bless you and keep you continuously. It's from your entire staff to you, Mr. Frank Odro Kwache of Dauphin Finance. Happy birthday to you. Dr. Frank.
Kwame.
If it is me ma be a few minutes na ya wrap up.
Kwame, emi say asema ya ke nyina no. O say me ka say unemployment and na say yes, a national security problem.
Always has been.
Inti ye ka say into galamsey ase and the illegal part of it. That's where the emphasis is. I was say you who say e mebunu ne meba wado dro na so na omo ehye saa adwumadie ya yeka ehu asem.
Rough estimates say nipa be 4 million.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised.
And a galamsey.
Yes,
and I say a galamsey chain.
Yeah.
Nipa be 4 value chain. Be 4 million.
Yes.
Those actively involved there 1 million, but I think
the value chain.
Yeah, but even 1 million is a lot of people.
Chairman, I saying 1 million. That's a significant population.
Yeka ensemu nyina no. Ehu be hia say the alternative livelihood no nso eya ade a e wo say ye dwen ho. Na te say na menu article cars bi say o say omampanyi ye to abama in 2020 no e na okodae. Sa asem no respectively no e me say menu article enya adwen. I didn't think menu article enya adwen. Kwame say e be sha say no me kasafa eye the National Alternative Employment and Livelihood Program for illegal miners. This was instituted post 2020. In fact, Kwame, as at a year 2022, na enipa beyes 80,000, and they have been engaged in various models under this project enipa na one year illegal mining ema ene emema kwame na oko the website of NAELP wa kwame obekan ehu say o say the casual workers ni maburu ni mabawa na no mo ye illegal mining na say they are in the value chain na ye yi o mafiri mu no na ye mo alternative livelihood e bi ni say reforestation e bi nso ye kire mo ensa no adwuma no na ye trio mo ka 2000 Ghana cedis kwame the casual workers website wa it's there na asamba kwa me maka ne se kwame se ensema ya kenyina afiri ho a greed no te se de opanyi ajekum ka me na enye mo wo me say the time obo ase jama na galamsey ni gina so pa no minimum obi that was early 2000 o gina na namamu eto the time na car we na abaso kwame infinity otomienu at the spot
enti na 2000 na man enya ne hwe
exactly
because nya wo ka no sa 80000 no o san check bioma nenti asa alternative livelihoods na nya adwuma no ana san nya adwuma nkwa eche no
anya adwuma
o kakra bi free mu me so free my maybe misconstrued kakebri jaye ebepe omusa no adwuma ebepe alternative livelihood no but dodo no
also kwame
osheni awo de mana
asa 2022 say ye mount sano adwuma free untuahwe ye wi ye de ehwo akade kan ho te say de enne eye miami nua eye owo eye ye friend say youth employment authority eye kwabena Japan eye
Kofi
Japan e de bia me no konti am confuse Kofi to kwabena
ye panyin kura
me say me bra panyin de kwabena no so ka ho bi dia kwame na say yes amount an allowance of 2000 Ghana cedis kwame na say enye edi brebre emuro so a kwame en kame de be free sen carbine no aye bi pa
Frank obeja sa 2000 in 30 minutes
exactly
so oshinwura mu ho
kwame I'm coming back to the point I make sure say any brebre to say the opinion jakum kan say any ye the so called Gen Z ye free who the technological babies no because anya sa enka sa branch into me nka say a whole professor mua ono no kwa one day a wo wadwuma wa for 3 years no 30 years no ono the one day I cancel with 30 years service she prof in fact prof menka wa ha say me start tiu na afi na me was secondary school okay ene me no ba bet na and you've been an inspiration for all of us and no can be na tumi atene e me yensu atumi bet na ha
I think in count
I take it as age me.
No, I think that's what ding.
I think
or you're a rebel from Gambaga.
What's that a republic within a republic?
Can you imagine? I tell you, that's what ding. Ultimately, republic within a republic.
And for someone to be bold and daring enough to make that pronouncement and say, "Oh no, kwa galamsey site." Dear or no professor penny or what it is school for the
teacher for you now.
I said, Prof, send me a teacher, maybe me start me, whatever send me with Dimatamania. Now, so maybe I send me with Dimatam, I said you maybe you have me age meeting into maybe I can be actually me find me the best survey. Now, Prof, no, what to pay for. Oh, and then a mammy can't someone say, baby, I have a bedroom, yes. Yen nyina ye collective responsibility no anya adwuma
Peace
but the excessive greed and mabunu any brebre no kwame
ampanyifo bi so tachire faka ho
tachire no kwame say yan hwe ne ya baby de o man ne bakwa akoduru no wahu wan hwa ye beda ne ene egu abonte na de bia me kasa kwame me say me saba be si community leadership no mo no me say mimisa na take se Gambaga na ewo aha me das me ye wo me obo ase pompo so mimisa na memenda utumi da wo dem wada o papa dem ana ma me dem me betu shout ho belt aden sorry na kodo do asuo no ho asuo ne ye sebi no mo kwame that was how effective community leadership was at that time me kra me nyinru bebia obekwa ko prapra bebia sebi yo ye koja ye nan no obekwa ko prapra so
one kwa watomra na obaba ofie
yes ena me ka se wada ye be sense yogusu ne twawtoma se ye prento so ko ne kwapra o papa no maame entumi nka hwe ekwan na ye faso no ye faso kwa afuo mu anase ye faso kwa asuo no mu no ekwan na fu mu nkwa na mu nkọbọ Kwame, such was a year leadership na ye nananomo ahimpon exhibited in those times.
So
and ababe yeden.
Ebe ukoya child abuse.
No Kwame, o de ye no.
And a profit boy. Ebe ka say child abuse.
So Kwame.
Na ukoya fom.
Oh Kwame.
Ba say what fashion kitwa kwa fom pay say a child abuse. Child labor ye nto
e catch the so-called human rights one say uko share the history of the United States in the 18th and 19th century no. Na enter na the internal bro from mu bebre no. People haven't read history so well. Let me put it in that context mildly. No omuma cotton farms be farms na slaves na beba no na your man kasama ene no omode omo cotton farms no enti ayade omo system no are transmogrify over the years ene say nipa ne ka kire wo se me do afuo na se me de me bedi mechi na se okoso akoko na meso bia child labor. Maybe I disagree. I am not saying say ayade e wo se ye hyemu kena se ye. But also a tramros one and so can be the end yaba bejiri bebejiri. And there has been a moral breakdown within our society. Enema ya wo muno, enema ya wo especially a 2000 and 90s mano. Say you can't be afraid of self responsibility, collective responsibility na kwame wo monte ase.
Omusu ya mpanyinfo.
Enu nti na wo ma ka na script kra na se ofeli akwame no osugu so. Sese ne wo na wo troma no no wati no. I am saying this by experience.
Professor Jikuma Kabre. Professor Jikuma Dr. Ben Ochre. Osis Onya A Osiminya A. Onya E Ana D Ana F Osi Prof Man. Ba o de bako ba obi de aba. Pacho dog yesi form.
Kwame ene de omo nkasa akeko wo be sel so agu so. Obesu ebo tre so. You see, entimi me who say ene mana ya wo mo no Kwame. That failure no so yankasa parents ya won kra no we should take part of the blame. Oh yes. So who? Ni nyina you see say abibi mama ne ye ka governance any the moral society na eya na ye ani akwa be bi ba akope. But yankasa so ye role I was say ye play ema society ni moral no ejina no ya yi hu afimu entimi de meka na se Kwame me de ma no se meka na se galamsey no collective responsibility enye aban nko a enye police fo nko a enye military fo nko a se police fo ne military ni aban no benkrom so obubetu ase na ya nipa ye wo Ghana man mu ha no timamfo mu ha no omanfo me da ase se ye ya ntumi antaya kire Kwame sa eye sisidua na aban ne the security agencies ni besin Kwame enkusiaga to say je omanfo no yesie hu se ye wo a role to play in the fight against galamsey.
Dr. Frank Banoye das meka professors asemna me more Professor Joseph Osafo Abasunchiana no pay. Professor Joseph Osafo was Center for Aging Studies, University of Ghana Legon Osicha senior professor. Professor Kofi Jikuma Simincha no pay na me na wase enra no otie kunye mu na ye dwuma kitwe bi ema Center for Aging Studies a muhia wheelchairs de aboa yem papa no maame no nyomo a omanyini asebe omay mrekakra na nipa bebre ahye or say so far bebre ahye no edi boshe no so ama omoto wheelchairs ne papa and ye babe pump program nya more than 50 pledges ewa ha ama omori de mi nti munyina yedamase mu amohye yebo mu amudi boshe no so yedamase. Professor Joseph Osafo se no pay me fan na se kese emma munyina na men kai mo se short code num star 725 star 5227 hash star 725 star 5227 hash. Center for Aging Studies, University of Ghana, Legon, and anyway, bye. Kwame, isn't it strange that the main opposition leader who talks about almost everything in this country, from gay issues to freeing demonstrators, has said nothing about his stance on galamsey? I wonder why the media isn't asking. Ni Aye from Osu brings that one. This one says, I keep sending this message, but you don't want to read it. Well, I read it once. Maybe you didn't listen, but I'll read it again. I'll say this galamsey is a cartel. It's well organized by big men and women. It's just like the Colombian cartel that produces cocaine. Ask why America has not been able to destroy them. Everybody is compromised, especially politicians. They sponsor them big time, and I swear to God, nobody can stop galamsey. Gabondi in Kofodia. Gabondi, I read your message. Chairman General Atik Mohammed has always been a rebel since our days at Nooks. He and Bibini Nuto of GBC fame, Aqua Johan Asante Mampong. So Bibini Nuto, when you catch a papa.
In fact, he was actually my roommate.
So there you go. Yes, we need Bibini Nuto. Trouble boys.
We did what we could. The first time we called sales was because of student activity.
Oh, you are?
But it was an era. Quite frankly, Chairman, I wish, universities never just our era. That was the era that produced Okujito, Samia Oku, and
Atik Mohammed, Kabila.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite an era. It started from, Emize, Anta Mohandi Ovano. It went Dal Kakra, Ena, Omaniba, then after that, it was just fireworks.
Okay, so this one from Kokrokoo in Kofodia. Tell my brother Atik that I think he's completely mistaken with the recommendation that small-scale mining should be banned. Check this. My mine is properly licensed and regulated. I am not mining in a river or forest reserve. I pay my taxes. I've invested in my equipment. I have employees. I pay regulatory fees. How can you just stop me from work? Should we ban all radio stations because some broadcasts are breaking the law?
That's a wrong method.
Shall we buy motor cars because there were 2,000 motor car accidents in the first half of the year? Shall we ban? That's what you wanted to say. Shall we ban Twitter and Facebook because some people abuse it? Okay. Let's have a rational thinking to this. Don't let's even go there. Kokrokoo, thank you very much for that one. I think closing comments. Let's go.
Chairman, some of these metaphors, in my view, are out of context.
Oh, Chairman, you be so Chairman, you ain't twice.
No, until me Chairman, you on that now. What much? As I say, Chairman, galamsey, you can liken it to radio stations. Or be to Hoano, Pano, Kimuno, or Canon Sama. No, that's not the point. You see, Minka said all of them. And you also made the point, but most of them, Chairman, are engaged in irresponsible mining, illegal activities or omuye.
Most may be too blanket, I think.
No, Chairman. And Uka Sama, let's just say you are being charitable. The truth is that it is the majority.
Hey, why are we dancing around this issue
it's the truth.
Of surface mining and pollution?
Yeah.
If you've been to a small scale mining site, you realize that when they wash their gold, the dirty water either sits in a pond waiting to be discharged into a river nearby, or the miners channel the dirty water into nearby rivers. There's no solution to this except to completely ban surface mining. Joseph Mwakwata in Maryland, the USA. And then Musa Abatwa in Aswa say, I agree with Atik entirely. We fully stand with organized labor, and the planned strike on the 10th must proceed as planned. Government is not ready to stop the devastation. If persuasion fails, force becomes necessary. So you support organized labor. Musa Abatwa in Aswase. Kwame, the galamsey issue can only be dealt with when all of us come together to solve it, and we must also find other sources for their livelihood. If government bans it and block, our economy will be affected because galamsey contributes significantly to the incomes we derive. Eric Amponsa Boateng, tax expert. Atik Rienyanko.
Issues in it also. But you see, this argument say, you're suspending galamsey activities, the economy will collapse. Chairman, we are overstretching the arguments. Nobody is saying small scale mining, yen forever. But we need to review the subsector with a view to finding a framework that will ensure sustainable mining. And I've even made the point here, look, baby, if small scale mining is a problem, we could have medium scale mining, whereby some of the excesses are with small scale and artisanal mining. We can correct them. So you don't have two extremes. Either you are doing small scale mining or you are doing large scale mining. There can be a midpoint in between. What is here? Where the arrangement or the architecture of some midpoint will be entirely different And the idea is say ebe correct some of the excesses are you with small scale mining. But ansan obenyamre aye we nyina, you can't allow the distraction to continue. Until we are advocating say there should be an immediate cessation of the activities pending some of these reviews and stakeholder discussions and as before. But look, the alternative livelihood in our Modiba, Chairman, what has been the impact? In my view, it's just waste of our resources. Because afforestation are muki. Forestry Commission say no omuyebi. Sika editu omuka kra no munyebi ntua. So you are replicating an already existing module in the name of providing alternative livelihood.
Not only that.
No, but I'm just saying I'm taking that
it's
module.
One of it.
I'm just taking that module.
Yeah, it's not only that.
And for how long?
Or the skills training.
The module is what I'm talking about, not the entire.
There is a skills and I see a model within. There are 4 models.
And if I'm speaking to, you spoke to afforestation.
Oh, make cancer. They give them skills. And I'm
which skills?
Oh, let me read it. Do you want me to read it for
you? I'm sure me time so
But anyway, Chairman, look, we need immediate and urgent action from government.
Immediate and urgent.
Yes. Say, look, in the meantime, near here say, you best suspend these activities. And Obiaka say other political party leaders are not speaking. I think it's about time they spoke. Chairman, because I do wait, high end is for an MPP for and a PPP and a CPP and a PNC. Well, we're crying here. Oh, agro processing. How many of them are doing agro processing?
I'm crying.
What did I say, Chairman?
I think 80 yes.
Let me declare my solidarity with organized labor on their upcoming strike.
Okay.
And
I think it will be counterproductive.
And yeah, Basu say. Now we are seeing.
Now we are seeing Atik Rapid.
Oh my goodness! In fact, that's even the
okay. Time is at 1100. I've got to go. And I'm saying Kasa Pong.
No, protect me from.
I'll not protect you from your peers, from your own peers.
How can an economy support such counterproductive?
That's the more reason. And
as an economist,
I would have shown you why.
Right.
I'm telling you why.
My very last message, Anope, Efi Dr. Justice Ofori Amoa. Dr. Justice Ofori Amoa, District Director of Health Services, Ghana Health Service. Also, Kwame, at the age of 8 and 9, my father used us to support his maize, cotton, and yam farming activities. It was to pay our school and other family activities. This has impacted and helped all of us, thanks to my father. Well, there we go. Prof. Yampong. Prof.
Oh, David, come and tell cry. Trust me. I'm ranting the no Michias. And then, but Neaki can't call in Kwame. On my home bambo, ya pum ding, ya quiet, you, and a yenina here. But a bind beer, Jina Hose, or Babua Masani, and ya papa man. A bind ye Jan Hose and Kofo Yenia or Mope. I mean, dear beer, a man who quino, and a war bedroom. Who a war adore Udumuda.
There be
it is a buying a madre say, or Jinan Naso, not baby a mrada, baby a bambo baby. China phone to me, Manenamha. Yan crow phone to me, Yanni or Mope. Sikani Brenti Obia and Yadi Ope. Come on, quite brochure more. You can let's be kaya. It be a 2 doors. Be also, oh yeah. Let me.
Our professors who ride bicycles.
Oh yes,
for example,
yes.
They ride
especially in the
bicycles.
Scandinavian countries.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
They ride bicycles to come.
Say nimnesa. Amma dwe mayemu. Because dwe a hantine a hunya bone any sika pentem. Etina omana dwuma kra no ahwe sika na esua no. Say na 2000 dem there they ameko galamsey a eni dakope. Say ya masa subana ya mayemu dia. Come yenyina ye honto ye wada kra na obi ebu pun. I mean fancy ana buy no on fa na nsi form.
No yen ye so
aban no fa ne nan nsi form. Tell Atik Mohammed, I want to mine in my room. How will a strike stop? Well, Ghana for you, buddy.
No, the strike is not meant to stop galamsey for no. It's to get a signal to government to take action.
But he's making a certain interesting point.
Yeah.
Say nipa nankasan adweno.
I say it's true that anyway.
What to say Enyinam police station neti.
Yeah, galamsey.
Yeah, to be. Yeah, galamsey.
A police station.
Behind the police station.
Police personnel were inside.
Oh my God! I asked him. Shouting out to you, Mr. Sam Donko, A.K. Chakido. Chakido, good morning to you. 9 years at the bar. Not a beer bar. Lawyer Chakido, good morning, bro. Me back when you're 70 years and your boy Abasu Esrin Shira Emma Nana Oferiwa Ama for the first hour Kwabinya. Yena, happy 70th birthday to you. The Lord bless you and continue to keep you. It's from the entire family to you, especially your dear husband, Nana Usuansa of the board of the audit service. Ma, Nana Oferiwa Ama at 70. To God be the glory. The radiasi in Shirankuto. Anani jeje. Banani jeje. Banani jeje. Banani jeje. The next news broadcast is at 12. Kofi Kumbelson is next on your radio. Madam Alice Anyimedu is 85 years old today. Sister Nanahi Akwa, aka Madam Alice Anyimedu. Happy 85th birthday to you. It's from Mama Kakraba, Mama Sister, and the entire Kwanzaa and Teman families. And a belated 10th birthday wish to Nana Hima Frimpoma Safo. It's from your dad Kwame Safo, your mom Benis, and your siblings Nana Brimpong and Adishia Hima. Celebrations all around. May your day be blessed. Keep your dreams and hopes alive. It's all you have. And as always, when you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too. God bless. Good morning.